Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the September webinar. I'm Brent Edwards, one of BT's assistant directors, and I'm really excited to spend the next few minutes sharing 5 great math tools that are available to you on the BT website. We're really excited to share these. Their purpose is threefold. One, they're going to help increase your students' math scores. That's been proven time and time again that your students will benefit from these. Second, it'll help you increase the rigor of your instruction, the rigor of the activities and tasks that your students are doing. And then my third purpose today is just make sure you know how to navigate, how to locate each of these 5 tools. Sound good? Well, before we dive in, as always, I want to give you a couple reminders. One, at the end of this, I'll remind you to refresh your browser. When you do so, it'll populate a quiz right up there somewhere. And if you take that quiz and get 4 or 5 out of 5 right, a couple things happen. One is it generates a 30-minute professional development certificate as a small thank you for participating in this webinar. Second, if you're watching this live or within 48 hours of it going live, we take 15 of those quiz takers and send each of them $100 as a small thank you for tuning in nearly live. So if you're watching this live, make sure you take that quiz. We'd love to send some money out. Finally, if you are watching this a little bit after its release date, no problem. You can just navigate to the archived webinars section on BT and you'll find this as well as every other webinar we've ever done. There's some great stuff in there, and watching any old webinar will also issue that 30-minute PD certificate. So we'd love to have you take advantage of anything that looks useful to you. All right, let's get started. I'm going to share 5 math tools with you today. The first one is the Proficiency Level Descriptions, or PLDs. They are available in 3rd grade through high school. They're amazing because they clearly help you identify what level of proficiency your students are currently at. Are they minimal? Are they partial? Are they proficient? Are they highly? And they give you a clear step-by-step scaffold for your instructional target. If your kids are not yet where you want them to be, it helps you see the plan and the progression to get to that target level of proficiency. Here's a sample of what they look like. I hope you're familiar with them. In just a moment here, we'll do a live drive and I'll make sure you know exactly where they're located. But if you want to just push pause here and scan the language there, you can see the distinction between minimally, partially, proficient, and highly. And as an educator, you can develop tasks and activities to reach and move towards each of those proficiency levels. If you're hearing my voice because you've unpaused it, let's pause again and jump to a live drive. I'll make sure you know where these are located. All right, let's take a look at those proficiency level descriptions on the unwrapped document. To model that, I'm going to click into the calendar as if I was looking to see what I might be teaching next week. I'm on a demo calendar. You will, of course, see the calendar for your organization. And on the left-hand bar, I'm going to scroll to, let's take a look at 3rd grade math. And in 3rd grade math next week, take a look at this first standard. When I click the BT link and it takes me to that standard, you're very familiar with this. The very first item we come to is the unwrapped document. So let me open that. And then as I scroll down, usually at the bottom of page 1, right here, you see the proficiency level descriptions. And again, these are available in every single essential standard from 3rd grade through high school. All right, those unwrapped documents are awesome. They're truly worth their weight in gold. And if you have those proficiency level descriptions available to you, please use them. They're fabulous. Second tool I want to share with you is the Problem of the Week. Those are available kindergarten through geometry. Each one is congruent to a specific essential standard. And then they really do an amazing job of helping your students learn and practice their problem-solving ability, their real-world applications of some of these skills. Let's take a look, make sure we know where those are located. If I come back to this essential standard, you'll notice here over towards the right hand of this curriculum documents bar, you'll see a link for the Problem of the Week. And again, not every single essential standard has these, but many of them do. We can jump in and take a look at this. And it's a problem-solving exercise. Sometimes has to have kids think a little more creatively, think out of the box, and often have to demonstrate or explain or diagram or indicate with pictures. It's a nice way to get a little higher level problem solving for your students. So that's the problem of the week. Use them. I really encourage you to use them wherever they're available. All right, welcome back. You'll notice that not every single essential standard has a problem of the week. Most of them do, but there are some standards where it's just not really suitable. So if you don't see one in that standard, that's not a mistake. There will likely be one in the next standard that you come to. Third tool that I want to share with you is the analytical math task. These do a really great job of helping students with their conceptual understanding of the math. They're available first grade through Algebra 2. They often have two components, the teacher directions for you and then a student worksheet or a student project with their instructions. And like I mentioned, they do an amazing job of reinforcing conceptual understanding. Let's take a look and figure out where these are located. All right, third tool is the analytical math task. And this time let's take a look at a higher grade. Let's take a look at high school. And I'll take a look at Algebra 1. And I'll navigate to, let's do FIF B4. When I click in there, here's my unwrapped document that would have the proficiency level descriptors. But over here on the right, you'll see analytical math task. This one has two documents, one being the directions for the teacher, one being the worksheet for the students. Sometimes those are combined into the same document, but you see some of the items that it lists, the standard that it focuses on, the mathematical practices that it incorporates, the directions, and then the student worksheet looks a little bit more like this, has a series of problems, usually at a higher or deeper level than we may get to in standard direct instruction for that standard. So that's the analytical math task, and just like the problem of the week, most of the essential standards have one, but not 100%. So I encourage you to take a look, see where they exist, and use them where they exist. All right, welcome back. Just like problem of the week, there is not an analytical math task on every single essential standard. There is on most, but you will find some standards where they don't exist. Again, that's not a mistake, and don't worry, but I do encourage you to take advantage of them when and where they exist. Tool number 4, a classic, the Daily Math Review. If you're not using this, I really encourage you to because they're amazing. They're available from kindergarten through pre-calculus. It's a daily spiraled bell work, 5 questions, spiraling back over the content that students have learned during this year. They're great because students won't learn a skill in August but forget it by February or March because that skill will have been spiral reviewed back over a time or two. They're fabulous. They're a great chance to review every essential standard throughout the year. In high school, there's a small difference, but it's important. In high school, the daily math reviews don't just spiral over this year's standards, they actually spiral back through previous classes as well. So if you're doing the daily math review in geometry, that'll have geometry standards and also the Algebra 1 standards woven in, so students don't forget those standards. If you're taking the Algebra 2 daily math review, that'll spiral back over geometry, back over algebra. Let's take a look, make sure we know where these are located. Unlike the first items we were looking at, these are not located on specific essential standards. Instead, we're about to navigate in through the grade level. So let's take a look and see how we do that. All right, tool number 4, Daily Math Review. And to get to the Daily Math Reviews, we have to do something completely different. We access the first 3 tools by going in through the calendar or by going directly to a specific standard. To get to the Daily Math Reviews, we need to not use the calendar and instead come into the grade level. Preschool through 5th if that's you, 6th through 8th if that's you, or high school if that's you. Let's take a look at high school, and I'm going to take a look for this one, just show you what it looks like in Algebra 2. So within high school, math, Algebra 2, I click in there, and over here on the right in the grade level math tools section, see the daily math reviews. Let me open that up and I'll show you what they look like. You will see 4 quarters worth of 5-question daily bell works. And like most every other area on BT, you'll see a PC or PowerPoint version, a Macintosh Keynote version, a PDF version, and a Google Docs or Google Slides version. Come here, download whichever file version best suits your needs, remembering that the PowerPoint, the Keynote, and the Google version are all editable, so you can modify them to meet your needs. Download them, and then it's your daily bell work for the rest of the year. I'll pop open the PDF just so we can see what it looks like. Week 1, day 1, spiraling over this year's standards or the last few standards from last year. Daily math review. Remember that the following slide is always the answer key, so you can have students grade their own or exchange and grade with a neighbor, or you can use this in whatever way you want. I just encourage you to use it because it's a great spiral review. All right, welcome back. We've talked about 4. Here is tool number 5. These are brand new. Even if you're a BT veteran, you may not yet be familiar with these. Tool number 5, we've developed some targeted daily math reviews. These are a specific response to the challenges of last year. They're available in 4th grade up through Algebra 1, and they target the most critical topics from the previous grade level. So if you are in 5th grade, for example, and you look at the targeted daily math review, that'll be focused on the most important, most critical topics from 4th grade math last year. And they're designed specifically to fill any gaps or misconceptions from last year. You may very well have been in remote or hybrid or had some challenges with instruction. Your kids may have had challenges with learning. We get it. So these targeted daily math reviews are directly in response to that. You can use these instead of the regular daily math review or in addition to. You can use it if you realize I have a specific hole in this area. You can use the targeted daily math review to fix that area. We want this to be a tool that's useful to you in any way that you need it. Let's take a look and make sure we know how to locate these. All right, tool number 5, the targeted daily math reviews. And for this one, we'll take a look at the middle school level. I'll click into 6th through 8th, and let's take a look at 6th grade math. When I do that over here in the grade level math tools, here's my daily math reviews. But when I open up daily math reviews, this looks a little different. I have my daily spiraled math reviews like we just looked at in Algebra 2, but then here underneath it, I have the targeted essential standards math reviews. You still choose the file version that best meets your needs, but these, like I mentioned, focus on the most important and most critical essential standards from last year. In this case, we're looking at a 6th grade version, so it would focus back on the most important skills from 5th grade math last year in case there were spots where your students struggled or if the learning environment had some challenges in 2020. So targeted essential standards math reviews, use them in any way that suits your needs. We just want this to be available to you as a helpful tool. All right, talked about 5 math tools. I'm actually going to give you a bonus 2 tools. Hopefully you watched Justin's webinar last month on 5 ELA tools. If you didn't, I encourage you to go back and find it because it was great. It was very well done. 2 of the tools he talked about were 1, project-based learning, and 2, benchmark reviews. And he was talking about those from an ELA focus. Let me tell you, these both have great applications, great use in math as well. So watch Justin's webinar, make sure you know where these items are located, and then take advantage of them because they will help you and they will help your math students as well. All right, I'm going to encourage everybody in just a moment here to push pause on the little video player right down there. Push pause for a moment, and I'd like you to think about of the 5 or 5 plus 2 bonus math tools that I shared with you. Which one are you most excited about using, and how, when, what might that look like in your classroom? If you're watching this live, I would even really love for you to drop a comment into the chat bar. We are manning the chat if you're watching this live. I'd love to see your thoughts, and we will respond to you on the chat bar. So push pause and reflect on this question, please. Which of those tools are you most excited to learn? All right, welcome back. Well, we are in the home stretch. Again, I want to thank you for tuning in today. I also want to give you a quick save the date. The next BT webinar is going to be done by BT coordinator Jen Estrada on 5 science tools on the BT website. That is October 27th on Wednesday, 3:30 in the afternoon, Arizona time, and all the same conditions apply. You can earn the PD, you can earn $100, you can earn the knowledge and skills. So we'd love to have you mark that date down and tune in to learn 5 great science tools on the BT website. All right, my final words, thank you. Thank you for tuning in. We really hope these tools are useful to you, whether you use 1 or 2 of them or you employ all 5. They're here to help you and they're here to help your students. In just a second here, refresh that browser. That'll populate the quiz. Thanks for tuning in and have a great day.